Sports Show. Mike Max, Patrick Ricci, Lou Nanny, and Sid Hartman. You guys color coordinate that thing or what?
I call Louie. We're trading every other day.
Yeah. Look, he went to orange tonight.
Yeah.
Got away from the pink and the blue.
After the show, we go and change
again, yeah. Hey, how disappointed are you in the Minnesota Vikings?
Well, overall,
don't hang this on the four guys.
Overall, I'm disappointed in the defense. I mean, 2 weeks in a row, they had a chance of winning a game, and the defense can't stop anybody. And Cleveland had scored one touchdown in each of the 2 games they played. They got rid of their best running back. They went with their third-team quarterback because they want to see what the future. They've already given up. They come in here and I just think when they marched on the field, that opening drive.
The Vikings, you mean?
Vikings thought it was all over.
Confident, overconfident. Patrick?
Well, that's why I love sports, though, isn't it? That you always know what's going to happen unless it doesn't. That's my theory. First half, I think, they were booing Ponder all day today. But to me, they're 0-3 more because of their defense than because of the quarterback.
They haven't given up less than 31 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you agree with me then?
That the defense has been, I'd say Ponder's been substandard, but the defense has been lousy.
But you have to think that everybody thought they were going to beat Cleveland, including the Vikings.
Including Cleveland, I think.
Yeah, including Cleveland. But I think the Vikings were looking past them, and they certainly didn't play well enough.
Boy, if you're looking past somebody when you're 0-2, you got to be mad at the coach.
But they really, everybody, I don't care who you talk to, where you turn to, last few days, everybody says, well, now look at it. They're going to beat Cleveland, going to beat Pittsburgh, come home, win that game. They'll be 3-2. They could have been 4-1.
And then they get to play the New York Giants. They'd be 4-2.
So
New York Giants.
I think that they got a little overconfident early.
You think that happens in sports? No matter what
it
level
does
you're
happen. Yeah. Sometimes you just don't focus as well as you should.
Who was the team you would look past when you were playing for the North Stars?
We wouldn't look past anybody.
I mean, the tackling today was brutal.
Brutal.
Absolutely the worst tackling I've seen of any NFL team. They got to the place where the guy was, but they let him get away.
Yeah, I'm not buying the theory that they went to their third-team quarterback. I know their starter got hurt. But when you're passing over Jason Campbell, you aren't exactly, that's like...
Not a huge leap of faith?
No. But here's the other thing. I got a question for you fellas. When's the last time this was a Gopher football town?
This week.
Lou Holtz, 1984?
No, it was the year that they lost on Friday night to Michigan.
Right, yeah.
But that was in the middle of the playoffs. The
baseball playoffs. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
exactly what I wrote in my Sunday column.
What was that?
It's all of a sudden, for the first time I go back to Mason. There was a few times where Mason was with some big games, but there's no tickets available. The tickets are going to, for the first time, they're going to be scalping Gopher tickets in a long time.
But how many of these are Iowa? How many Iowa folks have already purchased tickets?
They won't let Iowa buy tickets.
You know what? A lot of
Iowa
people bought season tickets. I was reading Wisconsin people bought season tickets. Iowa people bought season tickets for the Gophers.
I don't think you'll see that. Many Iowa people.
I'll bet you see 8,000.
That's what they told me. Mm-hmm. I wanted more tickets. I want to buy some tickets. They said, if you're Iowa guys, they won't sell them.
Yeah. You got some friends?
Yeah.
Were you going to scalp tickets? Were you going to scalp?
Buy was the operative word.
Part of it is part of it is the Iowa fans are a little disgruntled.
Yes.
With the last several years.
But then they laid it on Western Michigan
Western Michigan.
I don't think they'll have that many Iowa people there. I don't think.
Might be right.
They haven't followed it.
I got to tell you this, though. There were a whole lot of seats available yesterday for San Jose State.
Yeah, they weren't sold out.
No, I'm saying there were a lot of empty seats.
Well, I don't believe nobody who announces attendance figures. I go back to Max Winter. The only thing he wanted to do is announce what the attendance was, and it always was a lie. Mm-hmm. And I said,
but you wouldn't stand for that. That was the problem.
I didn't do it. Then you get mad.
Louis, how'd you guys handle that at Med Center? Did you up it
ticket
ever?
sales. No, we didn't up it. We'd have ticket sales. Unfortunately, many times, like in Gopher football game yesterday, and all the exhibition games that you see, the Vikings, everybody else, tickets are sold, people don't come. And that's a big difference. So you see a lot of empty seats. Well, that's not the true attendance. Well, it is if they bought tickets.
Yeah, right. That ticket sold thing started 25 years ago, so that's no big deal. I mean, the Twins are still announcing 25,000.
Right, and the Gophers announced it, but you look,
they got
seats
11,000
everywhere,
there.
Here's a good thing. Michigan is not a real good Michigan team. They could have got beat by Akron.
And Connecticut.
Akron had them with 2 minutes to play. They were ahead. Yesterday, they're in trouble again. If this quarterback
Careful
can
now,
make a big difference.
careful. You've been down these roads before.
Yeah.
Okay?
We don't
I
want
know
it.
what you're thinking. I'm
You
just
know
saying
what?
be careful.
I'm going to record what I told you. I thought they could be 5-0.
Yes.
I didn't think they could beat Michigan or Northwestern.
But now
I think they got a chance.
Well, they're both
just
road
saying.
games.
Michigan does not have a great quarterback.
We still got to get to 5.
Huh?
We still got to
Yeah,
get
no,
to
it
5.
might be the
Let's
second
worry
best
about
team.
Iowa first.
Second best team in the Big Ten might be Wisconsin again.
Yeah, they look good.
Boy, they can
Ooh.
run the ball. That new
Arizona
kid,
State might have PO'd them a little bit, and now they're going to take it out.
Melvin
It's gonna be-
Gordon. Wow.
Okay,
They won't
break,
beat
come
Ohio
back, stay
State.
with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Call 1-866-CAMBRIA. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Cuisine Concepts. Bar Abilene at Lagoon and Fremont in uptown Minneapolis. And Franklin Street Bakery at 11th and Franklin in South Minneapolis, just down from Mall of America Field. And Taste of the NFL. Proud to be the premier Super Bowl party with a purpose to support hunger relief locally and nationally.
J.D. Hoyt stopped on by going to a ball game last week at Target Field, or maybe Minnesota Vikings a couple weeks to come back, or the Gophers before or after the game. J.D. Hoyt's is the place to stop. Now, this whole London thing, I guess I thought it was kind of cool a while ago, but now as it gets closer, I think, what's the point?
I don't know.
Is this helping the NFL a lot? We don't know it, or what?
I was talking to the Wolves today. I don't think at this point they're too crazy about it. I think they were. But
Well, hell, they
losing
get-
this game today, and chances are on the neutral field they might lose another one.
Well, the Steelers are getting drilled by the Bears tonight, so we're sending 2 0-3 teams over to London. I bet they're going to be excited.
Good. Queen might not care, though. Huh?
No, she might not be there.
Yeah, but the Wilfs are going to be sitting in a courtroom in New Jersey for part of this week, it looks like, right?
Today, tomorrow, I guess. But,
Yeah.
Well,
And you know they put
here's
cameras
the
in
thing.
there, so you're going to get to see how that thing plays out.
I think our newspaper, I might get censored for this, but I thought they've blown that Wolf thing. We had a Saturday paper about some floor deal, about $1,000 lawsuit. They brought that up. They had
1,000?
nothing in that Saturday paper that they hadn't reported before. Just
Well,
keep
they
on-
reported the fact that the civil rights folks looked into them for years, so that was new.
Yeah.
That was new.
How do you feel?
Let's put it this way. A lot of times you get those civil rights, you win them
I don't
all.
know. I don't own any apartment buildings. I wouldn't be aware of that.
So how does this work?
I know
how does
some
this work
group
for
that's won
apartment
every single
buildings?
one.
Okay.
So you think they're going to win this case, or how do you think they're going to come out? Are they going to minimize the damages, or what? They've already lost, but I mean, the Wilfs.
About what?
About the penalties they're going to have to pay.
Oh, tomorrow, the judge is going to announce a penalty.
Right.
She'll announce a lot. She's retiring. They will appeal it, and I'm told by a couple of people I know in New York that they'll throw the thing out.
Well, I hadn't heard that yet, Louis. This is
No.
breaking news.
Even if they have to pay it, they can afford it.
Yeah.
They'll probably get a
They're
hefty
gonna
fine.
appeal it. They're going to
Yeah.
appeal it. And
spending
I'm
20
told by a couple of pretty good guys who know what's going on, the lawyers, that there's a good chance of it.
So in other words, the lawyers that the Wolves had weren't smart enough, but boy, the next group
Yeah.
of lawyers are really going to be smart. Okay. Let's.
That's what you're saying, right?
Pardon me?
But don't you think, Patrick, this is the way it struck me, and Louis, that, okay, so next thing
Let me
they want...
ask you a question. What has the football team got to do with that crap out in New Jersey?
I'll tell you what, okay? You're about to hear, okay?
What?
Now,
It's got nothing to do with it.
So now, next thing they want is the seat licensing, right?
Yes.
I think they lose a lot of credibility and bargaining power when they've got this hanging over them.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Now you got the governor's weighed in on the seed license, so it's going to be interesting to see
and
what
don't
the,
you think that
what the seed license
they
is
have
going
less
to be.
leverage now because of what
I do
they
think
did?
they got less.
Yeah.
I do think
See?
that there's going to be more publicity about it.
They've pretty well agreed already on it.
But the stadium authority, what people don't realize is the stadium authority has to issue the seat license.
Right.
So they don't have to let them paper the whole house if they don't want to.
That's what I'm saying, and I think they've lost leverage or at least goodwill, you know, and they can't threaten to move. They're not moving.
Well, they're not
the
moving.
stadium's
They
done.
don't get the 200. If they move, they don't get the 200 million from the NFL.
Louis?
By the way, there's no place to move to.
No, by the way, there is no market.
There's no market.
There's a place to move.
No, UNET
There
LA.
are two stadiums
yeah.
in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
They
They
can
can't
play
get a
till
team.
they build a stadium.
They can't get anything in Los Angeles. They can't get either one, and that crap has been playing out for so long. If anybody goes, San Diego will go up there. Jacksonville will go up there. Somebody's going to go.
Well,
on
if
it.
they go 2-14, they might as well stay at TCF Bank Stadium. They won't be able to fill it.
Will Tim Leiweke, now he's in Toronto, make a bid to try to
maybe.
get... Do you think he'll try to get the NFL up there because he at least has some background?
Well, they've
in
been
it?
trying to get the NFL.
Right.
They've been looking at it. That's why they played the exhibition games.
Right.
The Sky
Buffalo
Dome's
for a
a
while.
dump.
Yeah, it is.
Sky Dome's a dump.
Buffalo.
And the thing is that Toronto, believe it or not, you know, Canadian football still is pretty popular. Not like the NFL, but it's tough to get a team in there. But they got the money in Toronto. They got 5.5 million people, and it's a very, very
Could the
wealthy
NFL
community.
make it there?
I think they could because there's so many people.
Oh, yeah. The NFL, all the newspapers up there got NFL beat writers and the whole thing.
Do they?
They will be, the Buffalo team will be in Toronto.
Yeah.
But they're
That's
going
the
to
one.
have to build them a new stadium. They're not going to play in the Sky Dome.
When when the old man who owns that team
Wilson.
dies, they will move to Toronto.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, take a break.
Like you said, they can get much bigger price.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Allery's, the original St. Paul's sports bar, now with 65 beers on tap.
There it is, Audi Minneapolis. Stop on by, see Bruce, Charlie, the whole gang drive away a satisfied customer as I've been for years. Audi dealers got it figured out. Perfect as we change seasons. Stop on by off of General Mills Boulevard, N394. Louis, I don't know that whatever happened, this coming together of Gophers going 4-0, Jerry Kill having a seizure, what happened in the Star Tribune, he's never been more popular.
That article really galvanized the Gopher.
Last week on the
people.
show, you really galvanized it.
I just think that, you know, the people really got behind Jerry and the Gophers, and it's good to see. It's a good thing to see, and the Gophers are playing very well. Even at halftime, usually you'd see a game like Saturday, and it looked like San Jose, they were throwing the ball so well that they were going to come in the second half and beat the Gophers. We're going to see that again. Gophers dominated the second half, played terrific.
You know,
and that quarterback could throw the ball for San Jose.
You guys were talking about a little bit earlier, though, about you know, big wins in the program. Glenn Mason had some huge wins. Every one of them were on the road. Penn State, Ohio State, at Michigan. When was the last time they had a huge win at home?
They got a chance for one against Nebraska, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think Nebraska's beatable.
Nebraska's very beatable. That would be a, you know,
Please.
beating an Iowa at home is not a big, I mean, it's a big win for the season, but it's not a marquee win. So, you know, I think Nebraska is the team they can beat here that's a big win.
I think you got a chance with Wisconsin, too. Wisconsin's played nobody so far.
Well,
Arizona State and they got beat.
So
yeah,
we'll see
hard.
what happens. They don't have a top-notch quarterback, and a great quarterback can make a lot of difference. This kid has got a chance to be one of the best quarterbacks ever played for Minnesota.
Well, he'll be the best runner. I don't know if he can throw, but he'll be the best runner.
He's a pretty good
Foggy.
thrower. He used to be a
What,
good
Ricky
thrower.
did Sunday,
No, not
Saturday.
Saturday. Wasn't.
He's
but
a
been-
heavy Ricky Foggy.
Yeah, 240.
6'4", 240.
Yeah, that's a different veer that they ran with Ricky Foggy.
Yeah, that was a different
Just
thing.
saying,
You're just
they
saying.
run a lot of the option stuff.
Read option, though.
Yeah.
Read option's different than that veer.
Well, This kid is something. I
know
watched
what?
this kid.
There's less danger in this one
There is.
because you used to have to pitch it.
Yep.
Now you don't have to pitch
Make a
it.
big decision.
And he made good reads.
Yeah.
It's a read option, and he had to do it 4 or 5 times. He made really good
Yeah,
reads.
because his option is I'm going to run.
Yes, he's
right.
got one option. He's bigger and stronger than you. Well, how are the Wild coming in this preseason?
Well, I think they're really excited about the way the kids are playing.
I mean, what do you see?
I see some pretty good play.
Coyle,
from
you like?
I love Coyle. Coyle's going to be a heck of a player. But Granlund's come on and played very well. And Niederreiter's played well. Dumba's played pretty well. And they really want Dumba to make it. Dumba's got the kind of skills that they want back there, but he's got to learn to play the position. They're hoping he adjusts quickly. And if he does, that gives him a guy with speed and puck handling ability and a shot back there. So.
They're going to play Coyle in the middle, or
Well, it all depends what Granlund does. Granlund keeps playing like that, they could always put Coyle on the side. So
Best thing that happened to him is that new division thing. It's going to make him a better hockey team, not be flying 4 or 5 hours all the time.
well, it's good for his fans.
And the fans
Okay.
will react. They all already react. But when St. Louis comes in here, don't St. Louis?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When Winnipeg comes
Chicago's
in
a
Yeah.
big one.
Chicago.
here, Chicago comes in here, it'll be you'll hear him 10 blocks away.
all right, that's your September mention of that. We'll
Yep.
give you one a month.
Yeah,
You
one
can
time
only say it once a month.
Now, next month, you talk
Once a
about
month.
goaltending.
Yeah.
Okay, goaltending's the key. And if they don't have good goaltending.
God, what a long season this year,
Isn't
though.
that true?
Of course it's true. It's like pitching in baseball, quarterbacking in football.
Man, it's a giant with the Olympics. What a season!
Oh,
It starts
God. Oh,
October
yeah.
3rd and goes forever.
Yeah.
Goes forever.
I don't like that, Louis.
It's
I'm
a
not-
9-month season.
And they get off
These
February
October
9th.
games are just
I know.
killers to try to sell, aren't they?
Oh.
If you're a
Yeah, they are. And that's why when they had the lockout last year, it wasn't a big deal for the NHL, for the teams. A lot of those teams made money by not losing
They're
as much.
fine on the
Yeah,
weekends,
yeah.
but the weekday, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday games.
What was the biggest
Yeah.
disappointment, but let's face it, was that the Wild got left out again of the Winter Classic. That was unbelievable.
Boy, there's so
is it
damn many outdoor games
unbelievable?
now. What difference does it make? There's like 8 of them.
Well, it makes difference because they haven't had one here, and everybody else
Well,
gets
go
one.
have one. Schedule it. What the heck? Everybody's got one. There's
The
2
Gophers
in
got
Yankee
it.
Stadium
The
in
Gophers-
3
that's
days.
right.
There's
That's
2 in 3 days.
That's what I'm saying.
The other
They're all
break-
over, and they got none here.
Other
But they got
break-
the Gopher one, which is good.
Other break the Wild got is that Metro there. A lot of people will not drive to St. Paul anymore. They take those
What are
Metro.
you talking about? Oh, the train.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it won't be ready. When's it going to be ready?
nobody
March,
goes
I
to
think,
that
right?
I gotta tell you,
March?
Sid, I was driving down 394 at 6:30 the other day when the Wild had a home exhibition game and they were backed up trying to get through the tunnel by about 1.5 miles.
Is there any
were a
place
few
there's
people
not a
going.
traffic jam anymore, though, in this town?
No,
Oh.
but
Traffic's
you can
terrible.
always tell when there's a hockey game by how far they're backed up on 394.
Oh, I know. If you're coming into downtown Minneapolis, take a break, come back, finish up.
Things you had
Bar
alone, and then
Abilene,
you'd
Corner
grade 'em,
Lagoon,
man.
and Fremont,
can't believe
uptown Minneapolis. Stop on by. Perfect for chips and salsa and guac and everything. They got it all there. Stop on by. The Minnesota Twins got beat again today, 11-5 by the Oakland A's. I don't think this is rebuilding, Patrick. I think this is just throwing guys out there that
horrible.
can't play.
You know what? I said today that there's a real stink coming out of the visitors' locker room at Oakland Stadium.
Yep.
And they got some sewage problems, too.
Yeah, and they got some serious problems.
Oh, this is awful.
But there's nothing that points to they're going to be good.
You know what irritates me? You wasted 300 at bats on Clete Thomas, who's
Right.
got no chance.
No chance.
Doesn't help you.
Never did.
Chris Calabello, you could have watched him in batting
Yep.
practice. You know he's got
Yep.
no chance. If he would have played for Meesville, they would have tried to change his swing. They wasted hundreds of at bats on guys who have no chance.
No chance. And now in the pitching staff.
Doug
looks like the
Bernier, I like having those 32-year-old middle infielders.
same. Yeah, I
don't
mean,
get it.
I've never seen anything like this. They're in the baseball wilderness of all times.
Yep.
Well, you look
maybe
at
they got a
the-
plan for the reason why they're doing it. I don't know what it is, but
It must be really good.
It's not like the NFL where you can get a franchise quarterback and
Yeah.
if you finish 0-16.
Yeah.
When you look at their lineup, the other night I'm watching the Oakland games coming up, and they
They show the lineup.
have the lineup. I say, where did those guys come from?
Arcia drove in
Dozier
6
wasn't
runs
in the lineup
today.
either.
Arcia drove in 6 runs today. They only got beat 11-7.
Oh, and giving up runs. My gosh. 11, 9. Oh.
You know what?
You talk about a general manager that does a heck of a job. At Billy Bean with Oakland. What a
Yeah,
job
they were down a little bit, but they're back now. But I'll tell you what, you got to, and then Terry Ryan says, well, he doesn't think we're going to go out on free agency this year. Even if you're not going to, shut up.
Yeah, you better just
You send out your tickets, you send out your ticket renewals. They're lucky they got the All-Star game. I say drop about 50%.
Louis, if you were Joe Mauer, would you do everything you could to play sometime this week and then ask him to trade you? Because you got to prove that you're...
No, I think that...
Because how can Joe Mauer want to play here, given what's going to be around him?
Well, because you can't just think of next year. They got a couple prospects, good prospects, so Buxton and Sano, and hopefully they get some pitching. He likes to play at home.
He's going to be 35 years old by the time, and even then.
I'll tell you what.
You never guaranteed getting the World Series because you're picking the team. That team. Look at Angels. Look at Rangers. I mean,
somebody got to explain to these concussion guys that you can't wait until you feel perfect, because you're not going to play perfect.
That's the truth.
You're not going to. You can't wake up every morning and when you played as long as he has and feel perfect.
Along those lines, Morneau has 1 RBI with Pittsburgh. Is that right?
That's what I was just going to say. 1 RBI he's got.
Well, I thought he had 3 in one game the other day. I thought.
This is somebody
I just
told
heard
me.
that on the radio today.
Somebody told me
You
today
said it.
at the office that he had 1 RBI.
So they will not be in the market
I'd
for
have to
Justin
look that
Morneau.
up.
I don't think they ever going to be.
No, they weren't.
They were
But
going
you're
anyway.
right. Remember Tom Reed? He never demanded a trade from the North Stars
No,
when you guys were down.
Stayed with his rash.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Here it is, September, and you got every sport going.
I know. That's what's
There
happening.
was a time-
Sports are right around the corner.
There was a time when Charlie Johnson was a big boss on the paper. He wanted no sports in season, otherwise no competition.
Conflicting with each other. You know, what are they going to do? Are they going to have the guts to fire Gardy if he's at $9.99?
You know, and it looks, if he gets to $9.99, I'll be surprised right now.
I do too. I don't know if they'll win another game. You know, they're facing Scherzer, Verlander, and Sanchez, I think.
We didn't get a chance to talk about the Timberwolves' new general manager.
I don't know anything about him. Do you?
Yeah, I know that Flip Saunders is the general manager, and this guy is...
I was going to say, yeah.
What is the deal? And
That I don't
Babcock
understand.
is the head of this guy.
Yeah.
That's me. See you back here.
Flip's hired more
everybody.
associates.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Call 1-866-CAMBRIA. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Cuisine Concepts. Bar Abilene at Lagoon and Fremont in uptown Minneapolis. And Franklin Street Bakery at 11th and Franklin in South Minneapolis, just down from Mall of America Field. And Taste of the NFL. Proud to be the premier Super Bowl party with a purpose to support hunger relief locally and nationally.